Yo people, we're back with another episode of Night Shifts. It's currently 10:30 p.m, so we're very literally working night shifts right now. We're here with another episode. Obviously I'm Riz, on my left is Sage. I'll let Sage introduce our guest today.
Obviously, got the MadMove Messiah, PC Willis, otherwise known as Straight Bernz, here to represent.
Appreciate, yeah, Straight Bernz in the cut here in the podcasting, yeah.
Most of you might know Bernz from like YouTuber skits, but like today he's here to talk about something he's been working on for a while, something different. So yeah, I'll let him introduce what he's been working on and everything like that.
So yeah, most of you obviously know me as Straight Bernz, who used to make like content, make videos, skits, comedy sketches. But yeah, for the most time, I've been working on my clothing brand called MadMove. And yeah, that's what I'm bringing out to the table. That's what I'm showing to the world. And yeah, that's what I'm doing currently.
So take us from the beginning. It's obviously you've been doing YouTube for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
At what point along the line did that idea come into your head where you thought, cool, so I want to start a brand now?
So, okay, in terms of the brand MadMove came before YouTube actually. Before I even did YouTube, it was there. Yeah. I started when I was like 17 in college. I'm currently 21. So I was in college. I think I was studying like flipping health and social care and sociology. I was in my health and social class, yeah, and I was just sitting there. I think I was the first one in the classroom. No one was in there. I was just sitting there and I was just thinking, like, because I think in my life it's a thing where the subjects, the health and social care and sociology, I didn't really pick it for myself. It's almost like my parents just picked it for me. So it was almost like I didn't really have a lot of choice in things I wanted to do and what I wanted to say and stuff. So I sat down one day, I was thinking like, what can I actually do just like right now at this moment? And I was thinking, and it came to me, clothing brand. So from that day, I was just doing research, thinking of a name. The first ever name I had was, I remember this, it was Living Lavish. It was just, that was just terrible. And then over time, I changed it and it became MadMove. Cool, I have the name now. I was learning to use the software called Pixlr. Sort of, it's similar to like Illustrator and Photoshop when you're making graphic designs and stuff. I was learning a couple of designs and I made my first design. Now, I started selling it. So obviously, when I started selling it, it just wasn't great. It was okay. I was selling like 1 or 2 t-shirts, but as time was going by, let's say like a couple months down after I made the design and, started selling it, started picking up around with people in my school, people from my secondary school, because obviously I was in college. And yeah, people just started like wearing it. This is the same name as well, MadMove. Yeah. And yeah, people started wearing it to the point where now like I'll go to parties and I see all the man them wearing it. And yeah, it was just selling. But it got to the point where like I didn't know what was the next step after that. Like I was still young. My mind wasn't open. It wasn't big enough. And I almost hit like this sort of stagnant point where I didn't know how to just move it, because at the same time I am in school, still studying. Like I do have a lot of things. So I ended up just taking like a pause. And during that pause, YouTube came in. My friend started doing YouTube. I got involved with him. I started helping my friend at first. And then obviously we were like, okay, cool. Because I'm helping him, it makes sense for me to make skits as well, just to increase the productivity and just, have fun with it at the same time. We started making skits, blah, blah. But as that was going on, I'm now pushing away the brand stuff because YouTube is working out. Going down now, all the way up to, let's say, 2020, that's when I realized to myself, like, I need to go back on it. And then, I brought it up back again. And, here we are now, to be honest.
So what would you say the meaning is behind MadMove and that?
Okay, so 2 words, mad and move. So in terms of the word mad, I related the word mad to like a negative external situation. So it can be like, I don't know, you being homeless, you being broke one day, I don't know, your house burnt on fire, some type of external sort of negative situation. And then we got the word move, which is almost like a contrast to mad, whereby, you're moving, progressing, taking that step, again, faith, walking in the sort of right steps, and they just both work together to picture this sort of like creative sort of scene, because the creative, like working creatively or being in that sort of creative sort of space, it's not the most easiest thing,
definitely.
and there are a lot of risk, and it's more risk but it's higher reward compared to like other mainstream jobs and all that stuff. And I just sort of like link that all back to creativity, all back to faith, all back to just having a step, making a move, and just moving forward, regardless of the external negative situations. Yeah.
At what point did that sort of?
Oh, that was after. It wasn't the point where I first came up with the name MadMove. It came after.
So it's all formed its way into that.
Yeah. Because I always want to do things where it has a meaning to it.
Yeah.
Like even to some of my designs and all that stuff, I always wanted to just help people and all that stuff. Because there was one time, right, I was at the Stargo event. This guy, I made a T-shirt that had the statement "Make a Move." This brother saw it. Now he came to. Now I gave it to him for free actually one time because he's a good, like he's bought some of my stuff before in it, so I just gave it to him for free. Now he came to me and he said, like, that phrase really helped him because he's in a place where he doesn't have a lot of peas, and that sort of pushed him to essentially make a move. And from that day I was like, okay, yeah, that's sort of the gift I may have, you know what I'm saying, just to help others with design and all that stuff. And I didn't think of it like that. I never thought of it like that at all. I feel like, yeah, I just want my garms and designs and all that stuff to just elevate and move people, essentially. Yeah.
Obviously, like, there's obviously a transition from like skits and like YouTube and whatnot. So like, are you transitioning full time to like MadMove, or are you gonna
I want it to be a full transition.
Time and plan type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, skits is cool. Skits is fun. It's just, I don't know. I feel like the brand and clothing and fashion, all that stuff is my sort of safe haven, sort of. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll see. That's in the works pretty much.
So would you always say like you've had that creative side sort of there, or?
Yeah, I think looking back, like majority of my life, I've just been working in this creative scene, just from my skits, from creating designs, from just just doing small things, trying out different things, all that stuff, all in this sort of creative pathway. So I feel like that's where I sort of fit in nowadays, to be honest. The creative industry is something that's sort of popping nowadays. You get a lot of different people, actors, artists, all these different people that do different creative things. And I feel like I just want to showcase that and capture that with people. So majority of the times, the people that I sort of either film, take pictures of, they have a background to themselves and they all sort of have a role in the creative industry. And I just like capturing that and just showing that to the world. Yeah, and that's what I want to pretty much do.
Since like you already have a platform for like straight Bernz in it, like do you think you're going to utilize that for MadMove in it? Because obviously, like you haven't really put it out there that you're basically the CEO of MadMove in it. So like, what do you think you're going to do?
I mean, okay, so if we're speaking right now, I've taken off my feed. I've reset my feed on Instagram because I want to bring more just pictures, more me, and just fit that to my brand at the same time and just link it all up. So that is in the works currently. But before that, obviously, it was my videos. I didn't feel like that sort of fit the brand and it wouldn't really work out. And at the same time, I didn't want people to just follow the brand because of the content I've made, but just to follow it because they actually like the garms, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's in the works currently. I am trying to just rebrand my feed and all that stuff and just change it around, to be honest, yeah.
So moving forward, you're trying to sort of bring them both together and work on MadMove, and are you going to continue working on your YouTube at the same time, or is that something that's going to like take a back seat for now?
I say I think the skits and comedy stuff will probably take a back seat, but I feel like I'll be able to eventually reintroduce something to the table and just bring it out as well. That will sort of relate to everything that I'm sort of doing as well. Yeah, so we just have to see. But I haven't fully figured it out yet, but I know it will happen. It will eventually happen.
Talks about having a brand like in college, originally called Live and Lavish,
Yeah.
Now it's MadMove. So how did you come up with the name MadMove?
I think, how did I come up? I'm trying to remember myself. It was a long time. I think at that time I just finished, because obviously before that I was in secondary school, I finished English language and I learned about alliteration, M&M.
Hard.
And then, MadMove just sat well. Like it just fit well. I think I was just sitting down, researching words on my laptop, just figuring out different things that just worked together, and eventually came up with MadMove. And it just felt right. Yeah, I just stuck with that ever since.
Yeah, that little on your bag there was like a little, I think it was like a Bible verse or
Yeah.
Matthew 17,
It goes as faith as small as mustard seed. You can tell this mountain move and it would move.
So you talked about what's it called, your religious development like recently, innit? Like is since you've have the scripture on like, your clothing or like the bag in it, are you trying to like implement that into the clothing itself, or is that something that's just a slight undertone?
I feel like one is personal to me, because I did my like for me to continue and keep doing MadMove, I just have to have some type of faith going on, and obviously I devote that into just praying, praying to God and just just pushing through, and at the same time I want that to also help others in their creative sort of journey. That sort of faith as small as a mustard seed. You can tell this mountain move and it would move. So what that essentially means is you can have faith as small as a mustard seed that you can tell this big mountain to move. So you can just have a little faith and you can still progress through it. That's what I'm trying to. It's personal to me, and at the same time I want to bring that for other people as well. And that's what I'm gonna do.
So like moving forward, when was your most recent drop for MadMove and everything online?
So my recent drop was, I think, last month. I'm guessing last month. Yeah. But at the same time, I am still just learning things. I'm trying to be consistent, but it's just like things just keep popping up, delays, all this stuff. But it is getting better and better, 100%. And I know that as the drops keep continuing, the products will get better, and yeah, it will definitely, be worthwhile.
Short term, what's sort of the next things you're going to be putting out? So like, can we expect like a sort of winter collection type thing? Like we've seen the gilets, obviously like summer goes well and everything, t-shirts and shorts. So like, I guess you're going along with the seasons and everything, like progressing through it.
Yeah, products wise, there's products in the works, but I think the current stage I'm at right now, I'm just trying to explain to people what the brand is about through the content and the sort of next designs that I'm going to be bringing and stuff. Because I feel like, cool, I can make all these designs, make these products, but if you don't really know what the brand's about, it's sort of, like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like there will be a peak or something to it. And I just want people to understand what the brand is about. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to bring this summer. But yeah, I am looking to bring up more, winter sort of releases and all these different type of garments and stuff at the same time. That's why I am looking to do that.
In terms of like the physical, like designs on the t-shirts and everything, is that all something that you've done yourself?
Yeah, I've literally just used Illustrator, Photoshop. Just been learning and just learning and practicing, to be honest.
How hard would you say like materializing a clothing brand is? Because you said the first t-shirt that you released was the MadMove and Minus Dream collab in it. Obviously, like walk us through like the first collab with them and how it went with like the production.
So the Minus Dream one was my first ever sort of t-shirt or garment I made, essentially. But looking back at it, it was almost like a tester. I'd mistakenly purchased like 110 t-shirts when the brand wasn't even known. I had a cameraman for like £200. I didn't think I needed to pay him that much. Got some friends that obviously took pictures, but it's the experience that counted because I feel like that moment was like a test. It was like, I didn't make any sales from that. I think I made like one sale from them t-shirts. Damn. But it was almost like a test because I sat down that day. I was like, it has to happen like this because if I can just stop everything I'm doing and it's done, or I can just be like, cool, made it L. Let me see what I've done wrong, and then just try again. And that's what I just did because there's no point me just being like, okay, damn, I didn't make any sales from this. Let me just forget it. I got angry, but my anger was used in a way
directed
it to more productivity, to finding out what I went wrong, and then just doing it again and again. So sometimes I actually just like failing sometimes because it just helps me to realize, okay, you're doing this. Let's see the pros and cons from this and see how we can do it better on the next thing. So yeah, I like it sometimes. So I don't really take it as an L or anything.
Obviously, in terms of MadMove and that, like, walk us through the design process in it. Because obviously, there's photography, there's graphic designing, there's manufacturing and whatnot. Like, how difficult would you say it is?
It's difficult because I'm doing everything myself right now. But at the same time, it's fun because it's almost like I'm taking leadership in you know, just certain different things that if I was to introduce someone else to it, I now know, okay, do this, do that, rather than being ignorant. So cool. Yeah, I am doing everything by myself, taking pictures, making designs, just contacting suppliers, all these different things. Is all me making my website, all that stuff as well. But yeah, it's just me taking leadership in my own craft before I hand the job to someone else, I'll say. So yeah, it's not too bad. I enjoy it. I enjoy everything, to be honest. So it's not really that bad to me.
So would you say you're planning on bringing other people on board late?
Yeah, definitely. I would want to. I definitely want to. I think I would just want like a surrounding of people just to work with who have different sort of abilities and just able to do different things and stuff.
If there was one brand like you'd like to collab with, who do you think it would be?
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. I never thought about it like that. I don't know. It would have to be something that's totally different to what I'm sort of making. I feel like it will directly be brands that work more on garments, like they're good with garments essentially, that just craft in different sort of weird and that's the type of brands I would probably want to work with.
What's like in terms of like an actual clothing piece, like what's something that you can see in the long term, something you wouldn't see other streetwear brands sort of making?
That I'm sort of gonna make, or
what's like you might be working towards in the
future. No, there's something there, but it's just I don't know when to make it. But it's there. It's definitely there. There's something that's in the works, but I don't think I'll bring it out anytime soon. But it's definitely in the works because at the same time, I feel like I just don't want to slap my logo on a piece of garment and just for everyone to wear it. I want to try some funky garments and just try something different that not a lot of people might, be doing. That's what I want to try. But at the current stage I am, it's just me just bringing out what the brand is about to people, and that's what I'm just trying to do right now.
What's your opinion on like the fashion industry and like the streetwear scene right now? Because obviously it's underground, but like there's a lot of influence from like brands like Cortez and whatnot. I feel like there's a lot of cat in each other's designs and whatnot. So like what do you think about that? Definitely.
I say, because obviously everyone's seen Cortez's success, and in seeing that, they obviously want that success as well. I see other brands that, they make nice garments, nice designs and all that stuff, but there's no sort of, I feel like most of them do it for like a side hustle, just thing on the side. Like for me, MadMove is it's like a passion for me. And I just don't want it to be just this thing where I'm just pushing it on the side and just, trying to make quick money from it. I want it to be essentially a lifestyle. But the grandfather of the streetwear scene has been Cortez. Like he's been helping a lot of different brands and all that stuff. But I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but it's just there's not a lot of originality anymore. It's a bit it's just fading away a bit, and that's what it is.
I think people have sort of seen like the success and think like it was like an overnight.
But it's not. It's not. It's not. It's crazy because I spoke to one of like the members of the Cortez group one time, and he told me like days can get rough. Like it can get very rough for them sometimes in terms of packaging, getting doing just sorting out certain things and all that stuff. But not a lot of people will see that because obviously on the internet they're seeing their success and they obviously want that. But I know for a fact there are a lot of things that go on behind closed doors that might be a bit rough for them sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely not as smooth as everyone sees it. But I think a lot of people obviously see like Clint Cortez as that kind of blueprint in terms of.
But I feel like those that don't really see it as a passion, they will eventually have like a peak.
Yeah, definitely.
And those that actually have a passion for it will go like on long term. Because you can be inspired by Cortez, but it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna just copy and make the same designs, or are you just gonna try and elevate and do something a bit different? That's how it is, to be honest.
Sounds like Clint as well, because since he has like a lot of stock out now, and then must have had a lawsuit with that guy that's reselling it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So like with resellers, obviously like it's like you're money motivated and whatnot, but it's like you're kind of ruining the authenticity of like the drops and just like stockpiling like stock and whatnot and reselling it. So like, how do you feel about a reseller like copying all your stuff and then just...
There's a good side and a bad side to resellers. Like resellers just give you more exposure to your brand. Like they make it look a bit more like, oh, it's high quality, it's hard to get, blah blah. That's the good side. But the bad side is that obviously with Cortez's design, it's not too hard to sort of make and just do. But I feel like eventually they'll probably find a way to just make their thing like have an authenticity tag or something like that eventually. But it might be in the works, I don't know. But resellers, there's two sides to it. It can be good and it can be bad sometimes.
What would you say is like one pair of trainers that's like your grail?
Bruh, one shoe I wanted, but I just can't get it right now. It's the Noctis, the Drake.
Bro, you know,
For
like 3 weeks straight, been messaging guys like, bro, size 10 Noctis,
Bruh.
like 2 bills, like
they're nice.
Yeah, but bro, cannot get them anywhere, bro. Been looking for them.
Those Noctis are very nice. The black ones. I don't like the white ones though. It has to be the black.
I'm on a hunt for this.
We saw someone with them at the last Star.
Yeah, they're nice. They're properly nice.
Yeah. In terms of artists and like music, like what would you say like your favorite or like top 3 artists are right now in the scene?
3. You know, it is while I've been doing this brand, I've been tapping into more just underground artists and all that stuff. It's weird because it was never like that for me. It was almost, I think before that I was just listening to like mainstream music, But tapping into underground, there's a lot. I can't say like I have top 3. It's just there's a lot of underground artists that is just nice. Like we got Aspect, Rushy, Saint, Nux. Who else is there? I can't even say. I don't even have to say his name properly, but him.
Aizen. Yeah.
That's crazy how you just said that. What the hell? Just bare underground artists. I'm starting to like it. Even certain soul music and all that stuff. I can transverse from different music to different genres and all that stuff. So I don't really have a top 3.
Like, solid, innit?
It just moves left, right, center.
Depends on the mood. Innit?
Yeah.
What's one song that you've just had on repeat, like most recently, innit? Like,
I mean, it's been the recent Heady One tune that they made.
Yeah.
That's been a banger.
Yeah.
That's been a banger for quite a bit still. But I'll say for the longest sort of repeat, it's been Rushy. The straight 3 albums. That's kind of cold still. Very cold. Yeah, Detroit's very cold as well. I think I probably listen to him the most on my playlist. Yeah.
So like apart from your own brand, give us like maybe not top 3, like or just like name drop a couple other brands that you kind of rate their stuff for.
There's a lot of brands I can name. But I say top 3 places and faces.
Definitely.
Cortez R8. Drama Call. Stussy.
Oh, Stussy.
Stussy, yeah. Because each and every of them, they got their own just different like elements to it. Like Places and Faces, I like the sort of aesthetic they bring out. They bring out sort of like this certain vibe. There's a certain vibe that's different from what a lot of different brands. Cortez, I like the way they attack culture. That's what I like about them. Drama Core, the aesthetic again, I really like from them. It's just very clean and very just nice. Supreme, I like, just typical Supreme. Yeah, I think that's it. That would be my sort of top 5, I think, yeah.
I feel like as soon as you tap into the underground scene, like, your whole character kind of changes.
Yeah, everything changes, bro.
Yeah, because even like fashion sense changed like immediately.
Bro, I think I stopped wearing like night techs eventually, bro. It just
like,
stopped.
Trackies are gone now. Unless it's like Drama Code, like BPM, stuff like that. Like that's changed. Music's changed. Obviously.
Everything's changed.
I used to listen to bare drill, and now it's like more chill drill.
Yeah.
Would you say that sort of like come from like understanding your target audience type thing?
Yeah, I think definitely. Definitely. I think just meeting, seeing different people, going here, talking to this guy, being in rooms with just people with just different styles and different. It all just adds up. Like Stargo, you got like everyone in the streetwear community there, pretty much, and they all got different things. They do different stuff as well. I've worked with a couple people as well, and I've just been more surrounded with people with sort of like a different aesthetic than wearing the night tech and all that stuff. Yeah.
Because like, that's another thing. Like every Stargo and like every event, like you never see like 2 guys doing the same sort of thing.
It's true. Everyone's got this, like, especially in just West London in general. It's just got the most craziest, different sort of nice, crazy fits and all that stuff. That's what I've seen in West London. Yeah. But yeah, especially in Stargo events, you get everyone with just different garms and different styles and all that stuff, which is nice, very nice. So I think the last Stargo event, there was this guy. What was he wearing? A boiler suit. He was wearing a boiler suit. Yeah.
Bruh.
But it was like it worked. It was so bad, but it worked. And it was just like, I appreciate like different styles and all that stuff.
You can definitely get away with anything in Stargo.
It's true though. It's true.
Anything,
I feel like if you wear something kind of like out there, like you kind of get like a level of respect.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like you're going to something, like you're going to an event, you're wearing something like you're not seen every day on the streets. Or whatever.
It's true. Like in my area, North London, bro, you don't get anyone with sort of different styles or anything. It's typical, just like your night techs and all that stuff. I've never seen anyone with sort of this fit that I can just be like, right, that's crazy, that's different. It's just your normal mediocre fits. But obviously, now I'm going to different places, seeing different things, going to Stargo events. I'm seeing different fits, different styles, all these different people with different sort of uniqueness to them. And it was just like, wow, I just appreciate it, to be honest.
Would you say like you've changed a lot since from the point where you started your YouTube?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, from my YouTube, from the point of YouTube. I'll say it was the point where I was really just going into this brand. Everything just started changing.
Yeah.
The whole aesthetic just started changing. Yeah, it was definitely just when I was going deep into this brand, definitely.
What point was like the changeover between, because obviously like I feel like there was a point where you were regularly putting out skits and everything, and then sort of like slowed down, content's kind of changed. Obviously done that recent B&Q video.
Because it got to the point where there was a point where, I wasn't uploading skits. But during that time where I wasn't uploading skits, I was going out more. I was going to museums, just doing everything in regards to like the brand.
Yeah.
Seeing different stuff. Talking to this guy, talking to another brand owner, let's say. Speaking to different people. And it felt so like refreshing and just like fun. It felt something different and something new. Like in terms of me doing skits, the problem was that it didn't feel challenging, I can say, and it sounds like I'm taking piss, but it was very weird. It felt like I was just stagnant, or just like it was just weird. Like with skits, I can just wake up, have an idea, make the skit outside, but like I don't know. Obviously, that sounds like I'm not really grateful, and a lot of people would want that situation, but you have to be in it to actually see it for what it actually. It didn't feel like I was progressing, essentially. Like obviously numbers and all that stuff progressing, but it just felt like a constant just wake up, get a skit done, blah, blah, go home, link the man them probably. But my time and energy wasn't being used well. Like I wasn't learning new things. I wasn't seeing new things. And I was doing that when I was, looking into my brand and stuff, because I was going out to museums, looking at I recently just started really liking galleries, bro. And it's very nice to like see different art pieces and all that stuff as well. But I was never doing that when I was doing skits. Like it was just straight tunnel vision on skits, and I wasn't, trying to see these things. And obviously, some people would probably say, "Why didn't you do that while you're doing skits?"
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It's a bit more refreshing now the way it is.
What would you say are things that you picked up, like skills that you took from your YouTube that worked well with?
That works with now. Damn, angles, recording, that played a big part, because I got that from skits, and it's helped me when I'm doing my sort of filming on MadMove and all that stuff. I think that's for the most part is that. I'm trying to think of anything else I sort of picked up from skits. It's mainly just angles and just camera work. That was the strong side to.
Do you think like you're ever gonna release like a mini like documentary on like the process of MadMove, or like just like kind of like vlogging like the whole day in the life of it?
I think that would work well.
Yeah, give an insight in it.
Yeah, I definitely would, but I don't think I'll do it now.
Yeah,
probably later on. Definitely later on. Yeah. I want to show people. Maybe it might help other people who are doing brands as well. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, definitely.
What's like a piece of advice you'd give to like someone that's starting up with a brand?
Now? It's gonna get excruciating. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be bad. There's gonna be points where you're gonna doubt yourself. You're gonna question it and ask yourself, do you really want to do this? But it's like every failure. Look at every failure as it's just a stepping stone for the next, good thing that's gonna happen later on, and just enjoy it. Enjoy every moment of it. This is a problem I had as well. Like, don't downplay your own designs. Like, have courage in your designs. Like, if this is a nice design and you've made it, then be proud of it. Don't just dispose it because this guy said, "Oh, okay, it's not that nice," or it looks like this. just keep going, keep moving, and eventually you just keep pushing and you'll make it. To be honest, yeah.
So, where do you see yourself in the next, like, maybe 5 years in terms of MadMove?
In terms of MadMove, I feel like MadMove won't just be just a UK thing. I feel like I want it to be a global thing. I want it to go around the world. I want to capture different creativity around the world, essentially from different people, different countries, different culture. The main things I want to capture is culture, creativity, and just showcase those two things around the world and all that stuff. Yeah, that's in 5 years. I want the brand to essentially be big. I want to make a mark in culture.
Yeah.
And that's the main things, to be honest. But at the same time, I want it to also impact people in some type of way. I don't know yet or how I'm going to do it, but I think later on I'll find a way for it to just benefit other people as well.
It's true still, especially like UK brands as well, because I feel like UK brands and artists as well, they just stay in the UK, if that makes sense. They don't really go international, to be honest.
Yeah, my long-term dream is just to have it globally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, globally, definitely, 100%.
Anyways, that's a wrap for the episode 3. Thanks, Bernz, for coming on, taking time out of your day. Thank you, man. I wanted to eat you in the episode, but I was like, I moved the mic one time, but I was like, I can't do it again. I've been waiting to eat you the whole episode, man.